Welcome to Fortune Cookies Tarot. I'm Annabelle. I'm a tarot practitioner for over 35 years. And in this video, we're going to look at a rumor that I heard. So I heard that Queen Camilla was the one who's kind of put the kibosh on the York girls, Eugenie and Beatrice, or Beatrice and Eugenie. We're going to do them in that order. So I'm really curious about this. So, apparently they think that it's a leak to the runaway royals here in the United States, and she put the kibosh on them. She wants them on, not on the inner circle. So let's take a look at it. Let's see if there's any truth to the rumor that Queen Camilla has an issue with them. It's my understanding that she does not have an issue with Fergie. So very curious about this. We're not going to look at Andrew or Fergie too closely, but we are going to look at the girl specifically. So let's see if Camilla's got beef. Does Camilla have Queen Camilla? Sorry. Let's see if Queen Camilla has some beef with these girls. Let's look at Beatrice first, okay? So Beatrice is going to be on the top. Eugenie's going to be on the bottom. This is how Camilla... Ooh, Beatrice. Oh, my. Oh, my. And let's look at Eugenie on the bottom. Oh, my. So, wow. I did not expect this. I thought this was a real rumor. So for Beatrice, this is severing the relationship, having some very strong emotions about it with that King of Cups in reverse. This is a Two of Cups in reverse. The Eight of Wands is blocking the communication, getting rid of that communication so they can't move forward and they don't have the tools that they need to do what they were doing. Very interesting. We're going to go further on this, so don't you guys worry. And down here, this is putting out the fire of Eugenie, shutting it down, not giving her any leverage, also unpartnering with this Lover's card, which is a little bit stronger than the Two of Cups. This is really unpartnering to the nth degree, especially with that Devil in reverse. When we have the Devil in reverse, we are getting out of that and taking away their protection. So this is probably monetarily offering them, whatever funding they get. I think their funding is going to get a little bit changed around. Very interesting. And I believe Beatrice was moved into Frogmore for a bit. I'm sorry, Eugenie. This is Eugenie on the bottom. I believe Eugenie had moved into Frogmore for a bit. I don't know if they're still there. This really does say, yes, there is a severing of the chumminess of that relationship. So let's see what was going on. What would cause Queen Camilla to have this kind of reaction? Wow. I gotta hand it to her. I think she flexes her power in certain situations. She's taking control over the endeavors, getting us out of certain situations. So I'm just gonna lay out the whole spread. So with this King of Wands in the middle, she's taking charge of the assignments. Like she's delegating at this point, which even though it's the king, I do think she is, acting in concert with the actual king, King Charles. She's been freed up from a position where she did not have this kind of agency or authority, which is pretty cool. In the past, the lying down and not doing anything, we're turning this around and we're being active now. She is really starting to participate and have an opinion, do some things moving forward. Under the surface, this is a little alarming. When we get that Three of Cups in reverse, sometimes that's overindulgence. So there may be some overindulgence going on. Given that everyone is so poorly, this is probably, it's probably not one gin and tonic. It's probably two. It may be not one, piece of dessert. It may be too. There may be another trip to the dessert tray. There may be, planned meals that are a bit more rich and comforting. And I'm getting a lot of sauces. I think there's a lot of rich sauces that are going on, which who doesn't love a rich sauce, especially when you're not really happy. If things are bad, sometimes that comfort food is a good thing. Up here, she is trying to give up the manner of control, this level of control that has been foisted upon her, but we're not quite ready. The king is not ready to take over full duties yet. He is relying on her very heavily. And I think that's why we're seeing maybe some overindulgence with food and drink, and not doing the right things for her body. It looks like she's kind of feeding the beast, so to speak. So I'm not suggesting that she has a substance abuse issue. What I'm saying is that I think she is comfort eating and drinking to make up for the additional works and the stress that she has, which is not a bad thing. In the immediate future, we have this 9 of Wands. We're going to see some more openness from her. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Let's take a look at how she sees herself. She sees as being affected by all of the things that are going on around her. She is, I don't want to say victim of fate, because that sounds terrible, but she's seeing how she's having to pick up some more heavy lifting as a result of all the things that are going on around her. How others are seeing her is a pillar of strength. I think she's internalizing a lot of this, and she's conducting herself appropriately, but not treating her body appropriately. She's, asking a bit much and not replenishing. So if this were a client of mine, I would say, make sure you replenish, get a massage, get a pedicure, have somebody pamper you a little bit, carve some time out for that, and make sure that, you do replenish, because she is giving a lot of herself. And she's not, let's face it, I'm not being rude, but she's not a young woman. So hopes and fears here. The hope is that everybody is going to get back on their feet. The company's going to get back together. The band's going to get back together, and we're going to be able to move forward, business as usual. Total outcome here is happy family. It's going to happen. We just have to give it some time. So things are going to turn around for her. So that looks good. Let's see what she has to watch out for and what she has to look forward to. We're going to shuffle. So I think this York sister thing, we're just trying to get it off our plate and not deal with it. I think she is business as usual. She's not treating herself very well. But I think she's just trying to get it off her plate. So what should she look out for? King of Swords, lies, yeah. And people working to bring her down. And then she is getting behind the line. One of the things, she needs to rely on the press team, public relations team. She needs to rely on them to manage and craft the image. So whatever lies come out, whatever mud is slung at her, she needs to let the people that are in place deal with that. She shouldn't even be looking at it. So whatever negative things are said, whatever rumors are going around, even within the court, she needs to just put her head down and pay attention to those points of light in her life that are important. So this is what she has to look out for. What can she look forward to? We did have that 10 of Cups in that last spread. She's much happier with those girls not on the inner circle. What can she look forward to? She's going to get a respite. She's going to get some time to relax and read a book. Like that is one of the things. I think she is very much looking forward to not having a conversation with a nurse practitioner or a doctor or a courtier. I think she's very much looking forward to that. I see this ideal situation where she just has a picnic blanket under a tree and she gets to just sit there and have, some bread and cheese and enjoy the spring with some bugs flying around and read a good book. Like that's really what she wants to do. She wants to read a good book. I can't blame her. So the outcome of this exiling of the York girls. I shouldn't say exile, but this icing out, the demotion. She's taken them out of that intimate circle. What is going to be the outcome of that? Are people going to freak out? She's going to have better team members to bear the burden of the crown. Are people going to have an issue with this? Yes. There are going to be a lot of conversations about it. There's going to be a lot of opinions about it. I think specifically from Fergie, Sarah Ferguson, and Andrew. I think they're going to have a lot to say about the girls being substituted for in the busyness of the royal family. I think that's something. And this isn't overt. I don't want you guys to think like she said, that's it, they're banned. It wasn't overt like that. It's just a very subtle adjustment. They're not being invited to dinners and things like that. They're going to the availability of certain people to hang out with them and their children to mix is going to be very different as we move forward. So I'm curious, are they going to be invited to Balmoral for the summer? Because that's where everybody wants to be. Everybody wants to go to Balmoral for the summer. Who wouldn't? Are the girls going to be invited to Balmoral? They're going to be invited, but it's not going to be in the capacity that they want. So they may not be staying in the main house. They may be staying at a property that's adjacent and invited over for events and things like that. I know they do like a whole barbecue thing, or at least Prince Philip used to be like the barbecue king. They would go out to one of the houses that were for hunting, and they would do that whole thing. I think it's going to be their invitation will be a courtesy. I think they will be off to the side. They're not going to have free reign as they had historically. I think they'll be invited to certain things. They'll be given an itinerary that is not quite the itinerary of years past. I think the excuses that they will give are going to be that, certain individuals are not well, they're poorly, we need to isolate them. We need to make sure that they don't have super duper exposure to everyone. Although there's that whole rumor about Balmoral becoming open to the public. So, they may use that as part of it as well. I think it's going to go over like a lead balloon though. So very interesting. I honestly, when I started this reading, when I planned this, I thought it was going to come up that no, Camilla doesn't have any opinion about them. She doesn't care. It's like no big deal. But no. And I'm not getting any sense that this is to, position Camilla's children and grandchildren into that kind of that space. I don't think it's that. I think we're going to see more of Lady Louise and the Tyndalls. I think those people are going to come to the fore much more. So very interesting, unexpected for me. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I will do a check-in on King Charles and see how his health is going, how his progress with his treatment is going. So you can keep an eye out for that. But as always, thank you so much for being here. If you want your own magical reading, there's a link in the description below. And please like, share, and subscribe. I will see you all soon. Don't forget, go over and subscribe to the Psychic News Report. We're going to have lots of fun over there. So I will see you all.